Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going through the best and worst tattoo TikToks I could find. Let's jump into it. We're starting off with this cute one. It's adorable. We all just need a little light in our life. Currently, look at this. It says, I tatuaggi devono aver per forza un significato profondo. I believe it's Italian. I have no idea. If I'm throwing in a little pizza accent to you, it's all good. It's an adorable line portrait of a dog and his huevitos. Very cute. Very, very cute. Nothing else to see except for me doing an awful reading of Italian. You know, sometimes I actually like just simple line work drawings like this. I know it's like probably not what you'd expect, but I think it's cute sometimes. I think it's fine. I think a lot of times they're so simple, they kind of end up looking bad. That's just something that occurs. All tattoo styles have their problems. Sometimes that's the problem with this one. That's not what I see here. It's just adorable and cute. On to the next. Okay, this is a tattoo of, I would call it a neo-traditional portrait. I see a lot of black outlines. I see a lot of like just neo-trady looking things. And I guess my point for this particular tattoo is you're gonna see a lot of this fading away into nothing land. Now, do I think that's the worst thing ever? No, actually, because it's tattooed so well, especially with the strong outlines, that even if a lot of it faded, it's still gonna be a pretty nice tattoo. And that goes to show you, like for me, when I saw this, I was like, oh, this is something I want to say, but I also like, if all of the color faded, the tattoo has so much structure that it's gonna be a nice tattoo for a long time, you know? Is it perfect? No. Is it pretty damn close to it? Yeah, it is. Like I said, a lot of those light grays, those dark grays, whatever browns, those light browns, those peaches, all those colors, they probably aren't gonna last very long, but it's still a very nice tattoo because we're always gonna know exactly what it is. It's gonna be a grandma with her glasses on. On to the next.
You done yet, huh?
Huh? Done for today, just got the first letter.
You're done for today, let me see. The fuck?
Hey man.
How's it feeling though?
Oh, it feels fucking horrible, bro. The shading on your bone? Oh, man.
That is not surprising to me for reasons. I don't know. My thought process here is people should be prepared for the worst, and I'm always surprised when someone makes like a dumb decision like trying to get your knuckles blasted and they don't have tattoos. You're like, you're not gonna be able to sit through this. It's not gonna happen. Or you're just so tough and you're just that kid and you're ready to go. You don't care about getting the knuckle blasters. But a lot of the times people set themselves up for failure. And like this guy has 0 tattoos. Doesn't know what it feels like. Probably in his head is like, tattoos, how bad can it hurt? And then the moment someone puts a needle to your little knucky, you're all done, dude. You're dusted. It happens a lot in tattooing where people come in kind of like big, bold, doing some crazy stuff and just cannot handle it. They think they're tougher than they are. Clearly, this is a case of a big old baby. Big old tat baby. Now, I will say, maybe the tattooer who's doing this tattoo and doing this awful setup just is so bad at tattooing that it really hurt way more than any tattoo is supposed to. Maybe that's the case. Maybe. Like this guy clearly is not a professional tattooer, and even if he claims to be like what I consider professional tattooer and what I see here, totally different, okay? But, you know, tattoos hurt, and if you go into them, especially getting really painful spots like your feet, your head, your hands, your knuckles, any of these spots, your stomach, you're gonna be in for a world of hurt if you don't go prepared knowing this is gonna suck. On to the next.
There's a lot of things you can say about me. Saying I have bad tattoos is not only categorically false, but it also makes you look stupid and maybe blind, so.
Okay, so I am neither stupid, I'm probably not that stupid. I'm definitely not blind, got 20/20 vision. There's a couple things that I pop into my head. First off, if you are a content creator of any kind, you will quickly realize how bad people think your tattoos are. And that really just goes to show you how different tastes change from person to person. All the time, people I talk about tattoos. I say things about tattoos. Sometimes people don't like what I have to say about it. And they instantly go, that is crazy for you to say because you have crappy tattoos. As a content creator, if you're not expecting everybody to say you have crappy tattoos, you haven't been creatoring enough or long enough or whatever. Not that it's a thing you should ever want to do, really, honestly. I know a lot of you guys probably want to, but it's not. It's a goofy job. But also, looking at her tattoos, I definitely understand why someone would say that she has bad tattoos. Like her stomach with those peonies, I'm gonna guess what they are. They look a little rough, certainly boring. Not exactly what I would be like, oh, that's a great tattoo. Is it a good enough tattoo? Sure. Is it a bad tattoo? No. I'd have to see all that stuff. But a lot of the stomach area looks a little rough. And that's as a blind, stupid person, apparently. Now, the heavy negative space black and gray on her arm with the skull and the roses, I think could probably be pretty good. I just have to take a better look. The Neotraditional color portrait of what I'm gonna assume is some sort of plants and things on her left arm, I think is interesting. That doesn't necessarily make me like it. It's definitely done interestingly. I get why someone would say that you don't have good tattoos. Do I think that they're bad tattoos? No, I don't personally. Do I like them? No, not at all. But just as far as people going online and talking about how bad your tattoos are, that is just par for the course. Once you start getting on the internet, especially if you ever do talk about tattoos and you have tattoos, expect for people to be like, you have crappy tattoos. And I think that that's their right. They'll leave a comment. They say, hey, I hate your tats. Why are you talking about tats? I think that's totally fine. Go for it. I think it's a valid thought. Truly, I do. I'm like, On to the next.
All of you who follow Tattoo TikTok have seen this clown in your...
Now, this is kind of in the same vein of what I just was speaking about. Kind of a lot. So let's jump way into the deep zone of tattoo feuds.
All of you who follow Tattoo TikTok have seen this clown in your For You page. Now, typically I would screen record things, but I just found out that when you screen record videos now from TikTok, you don't get the sound anymore. And I'm not stitching his video so he gets pushed in the algorithm. But in this video, he talks all kinds of shit about the industry. And he says that this new generation's got to clean up the older generation's mess. Which mess would that be, bud?
Okay, so right off the bat, I think that there is complete truth in what he just said that clown just said. Like, the younger generation does have to do some cleaning up of the tattoo industry. Now, just being like, oh, it's the older generation, it's like, okay, whatever, who really cares? I just think that there's a lot of change that needs to happen in tattooing. This dumb little feud and things like this are actually not helping that much, but also who cares, right? Let's keep going.
Would it be this one? This mess right here? This hot piece of shit right here? Why does that look like 18-grit sandpaper, dog? The fuck? And you want me to find something? A good tattoo in your portfolio? I got a better chance of finding Elvis Presley in fucking Antarctica. This is my personal favorite. The fuck's this down here in the corner, dog? You should be better at color saturation if you are going to have the opinions that you have. Now, most of the time when someone like him says that apprenticeships are on their way out, it's because they couldn't make it through an apprenticeship. Because they're a weak-ass piece of shit. And they got told their tattoos suck and they need to do better. Instead of buckling down, they slid out the back door like the piece of shit they are. I said what I said. Your tattoos are terrible. Your opinions are terrible. And the only way you can make money is by rage baiting on the internet instead of actually bettering yourself as a tattoo artist. You know what?
Okay, wow. This side of tattoo internet is quite fun, okay? Honestly, I'm here for it. I like it. Do I think it's great? Not really. Do I think it's a waste of time? More often than not. Have I participated in certain things? Probably. I'm trying to think. I have certainly said things similar to what he just said about people who run businesses in tattooing, for sure. I've talked about a whole slew of people who run businesses like that. I think I've probably said that stuff similar to people like Bang Bang. I think it's fine, you know, again, to be like this thing, but I honestly don't know if either one of them does good tattoos. And that argument only goes so far. Like personally, I think if you're a tattooer, you have an opinion that I'm more likely to listen to than someone who's a non-tattooer, just based off of like the technical application. But like this idea that like you're a good tattooer, you're a bad tattooer, you can't talk about this, you can't say this. I'm like, And honestly, any TikTok creator I've found has been like the biggest, weirdest, strange person to be like, oh, I'm calling you out, I'm doing this thing, I'm gonna send my TikTok following to your thing. And I always go like, you guys are so lame. This whole thing is so lame. I'm not sure where the line of what I do crosses into what they do. And maybe it's super blurred, maybe I'm just wrong. I definitely think there's a difference between people who are just bickering and bitching and being whiny little babies online and people who are trying to like learn and educate and change people's opinions to better tattooing. Do I feel like I do that perfectly? No, I've definitely crossed lines when I shouldn't have, and I definitely said things that I probably would regret if I listened back to some of them. I say a lot of things, but I just feel like this part of tattooing, especially what happens on TikTok, is so boring. It's really only done just to get attention. When do I disagree with people? I'm trying to think. I definitely say mean things about people. Usually, do I? I don't know. I don't see it. I don't understand it. I think it's definitely in the same vein as what I do. I don't know that I like it at all. I think it's goofballish and completely stupid, but I also talk crap about people's tattoos all the time. So I don't know. How do you guys feel about it? Next. This is a tattoo I probably shouldn't like as much as I do. I think that there's some things here that are just clear issues. Look at the nose. Like those dots are so small, they're gonna become not dots or empty circles at all very soon. I don't think that that's necessarily that big of an issue because even if you just like, if those were black, you wouldn't really notice. I like the tattoo. I like it breathing. You know, I've always said like elbows, knees, they look funny with frogs because they're supposed to go ribbit or whatever. I think this is all right. Is it the worst thing? No. Is there some saturation problems? Yes. Is the nose too small? Yeah. What are we gonna do? I don't know. What's next? Who knows? I got another good one for you. I'm Mr. Positive today. I think we all need a little positivity. Look at this beautiful tattoo. That's some white. And if you've followed my channel for long enough, you'd be like, Kirk, you don't like white. No, I don't. Do I think it's probably a waste of time? Yes. Would I love to see this tattoo, how the white heals in 10 years? Sure. Does it really matter? Because the rest of the tattoo looks so spot on and so perfect that I cannot help but like it. I have to like it. Again, putting white into a tattoo, it's something you see a lot in Japanese tattooing. They put a lot of white into like koi fishes or snakes or things like that. Do I like it for my tattooing? No, actually, I just think it's like, why do it at all? It's just gonna fade into nothing, so why? But the tattoo around it, the clouds, the rocks, so that white, whatever. Even if it was my tattoo, I'd be like, yeah, go put some white in it, I guess. I don't want you to. I don't want to sit through the pain of it, but like the rest of the tattoo's so nice that like do whatever you want, I guess. Mr. Positive today. Let's watch this.
Regret your Mario tattoo.
You think I would regret it?
I'm just wondering.
First off, stupid question because I don't have a Mario tattoo. I have a Super Smash Bros. Melee tattoo. Second off, of course I do not regret my best tattoo ever. When I was 19, I sold my PlayStation 3 and all my games to go fund this tattoo. I walked into the tattoo shop and I literally brought the cover of the game. And I said, can you do this on my chest, please? It was the most painful thing I'd ever done.
Did you cry?
No, because at 19 you're strong. I would cry today when he did the scalp. What's that thing? The sternum.
A scalp.
Well, because it felt like he was using a scalp to stab my sternum. And that's when I regretted it momentarily. The thing is, I don't regret it. However, it does look noticeably bad today compared to 15 years ago when I got it. So Bowser is breathing fire, as on the cover. I'm sure you guys all know. But the fire is not there anymore. Anytime I'm wearing a button-up shirt, people can see that. And they're like, is that Link? Like I'll go to Chipotle or something. And there it is. Smash Bros. Melee in all its glory.
Wow. 15 years later, this is what we're talking about with color. Like, this is a fairly light-skinned guy. You know, he probably has gotten tan a bunch of times on his chest. You know, whatever. The tattoo might not have been done very well to begin with, but a lot of the color is fading and gone. And sayonara, it's no longer there. This tattoo had yellow, completely gone. This tattoo has yellow, completely there. Everything else about these two tattoos, pretty much, you know, any other color that is there here. Why yellow? Why? Probably the same exact yellow. Maybe a different company. Maybe different tattoo styles. We'll never really know. But what I will know is that color is unpredictable. And that's a perfect example. An inch away, one color stays, one color doesn't. 1 inch away, the other same colors stay on both. Why? Fantasy. Who knows? It's all up in the air, especially when it comes to these colors that people are putting in the skin. It's just big question marks. That's like all you could say about tattoo color. Question marks. Why some stay, why some don't? Why do some turn darker blue and one stays lighter blue? I don't know. And that's something tattooers should be way more honest about. And as I think we're gonna see later, let's see, maybe not in this video, but it's something I wish tattooers were really way more honest about. Like, they use all these different colors, they pretend like they know what's gonna happen, and honestly, they don't. I hope you guys got a good look at my nips. You're never seeing them again, dude. These are my nips. On to the next. Okay, so I can't use the music here. Obviously, this is YouTube, and I'm not allowed to. I'm gonna do it for you, kind of. I hope this isn't too stupid. We'll have to see. So it starts off with, I'm a Barbie girl, and then it goes to death metal, and it's like, ah! That's what it sounds like. Sorry, I'm not better at screaming death metal, but it goes from I'm a Barbie girl to death metal. I think we all get why. She goes from this very like cutesy looking girl to this all black leg tattoo. All leg blacked out. A saturated black leg. Do I think it looks cool? Sure. Do I think it looks boring? Sure. Is there anything else to learn here except for if you want to get a blacked out leg, you should probably have a very light leg. That looks super black, and in contrast to her very, very pale leg on the other side, it looks great. On to the next tattoo hot takes.
These are my tattoo hot takes. Tattoo regret only exists because you didn't do your research, or you got a trendy tattoo. Flash is better than custom. All tattoos hurt! There are tattoo artists, and then there are tattooers. Tattoos don't need to have meaning. It doesn't need the white highlight. Blast-overs are cooler than cover-ups. Placement is everything. It's your skin. Do what you want. I've got plenty more of these, but please let me know if I missed.
Okay, I'm gonna go through them piece by piece. I always like doing that. They're fun to do. Let's do it.
Tattoo regret only exists because you didn't do your research, or you got a trendy tattoo.
Okay, does tattoo regret because you didn't do your research or because you got a trendy tattoo? There's a million I hate when people put these blanket statements out there like, this is why this. Not that I don't do that, but it's like you need to add way more to it. It's like, yeah, you can regret your tattoo because you got a trendy tattoo or because you didn't do your research. Although I'm not really sure how that affects why you like a tattoo or not. I don't know, whatever. I really think that it's like, also, you didn't properly understand yourself. You know, like a lot of people out there should just not get tattooed. And they tend to get tattooed anyways. They fight through all these different layers of emotions telling them to stop doing what they're about to do, and they just do it anyways. I also think that people change over time, and some people just change so much. Regret comes from all sorts of different places. Tattoos might just be one of them. I also think a lot of people do get trendy tattoos. But yeah, there's a handful of reasons why people regret their tattoos. I just don't think it's just two.
Flash is better than custom.
Do I think Flash is better than custom? Not usually. Actually, I think a lot of times, I personally don't feel that way looking at my own Flash currently. I just look back, you saw it. Do I think that about my tattoos? No, I think a lot of them are okay. Obviously, I'm biased because I'm also thinking like, could I do a better job now? Probably. Or do I think flash is better than custom? I think it's a person by person thing, you know? Like I know a lot of tattooers who the challenge of the idea that gets brought to them makes the tattoo that much better.
All tattoos hurt. There are tattoo artists.
All tattoos do hurt. I have a feeling, you know, especially as I've tattooed a lot of people, sometimes all tattoos hurt and some clients are just tougher than others. Yeah, I mean, that's all.
There are tattoo artists, and then there are tattooers.
There are tattoo artists and then there are tattooers. I think that there's something true in there, but I don't think it's as easy to define as there are tattoo artists and then there are tattooers. I think there's something closer to the line of like, there are people who are technically better and more creative than other people, and those people may be better tattooers. And then there's other people. I struggle to understand the difference between where someone like makes a statement like that, where there are tattooers and then there's tattoo artists. And I'm always like, how do we define it? How do we define who's better as a tattooer than others? Is it Ink Master that does it? I don't know. Because like I know a lot of bad tattooers who I think are tattoo artists. I also just know a lot of bad tattooers. I don't know. It's one of those things that I'm always like, this is my personal opinion on whether someone's good or not at tattooing. And that's pretty much all I can say. That's the extent of it.
To have meaning, it doesn't need the white highlight. Leftovers are cooler than cover-ups. Placement is everything. It's your skin. Do what you want. I've got plenty more of these.
Okay, I generally agree with everything else. I think I'm kind of bored with her now. On to the next. Okay. I just wanted to point out how beautiful her tattoos look. Like just all around beautiful. That is crazy how cool they look. Her sleeve is also part of that to me. Like I do like it. I just am not as drawn to it as her legs, obviously. I think that's more just because whenever you see beautiful leg tattoos, it's hard to look away. Those are some beautiful, beautiful leg tattoos. Crazy. She looks super cool. Cool tattoos look cool always. You know, people talk about trendy tattoos, and I'm always like, she's got very trendy tattoos. Blackwork with some Japanese, with some floral, like this is very trendy. Do you think that matters? Like in 10 years? Do you think anyone's gonna be like, her tattoos are so trendy? It's like, no, quality tattoos outlast trendiness 1,000 years. It's crazy. Yes, very trendy. Also just gonna be amazing. And in 10 years, I'm just gonna be like, bitchin', I will see you in a few days. If I don't see you in a few days, I'll see you in a few other days. And in a few days after that, and after that in a few days. Other than that, I'll see you in a few days.